Guys. This is Carrie with Fullerton Professional Organizing, and today we are talking about Nia Nicole or Nia Nicole. I'm not sure if it's Nia or Nia, but from at Nia Nicole, Nicole 228, at Nia Nicole 228, 5 productivity tips for moms. All right, now she is a lifestyle and mommy blogger, and she has a YouTube channel. She shares tons of cleaning routines, decluttering and organizing, as well as quick and easy meals for busy moms. She has 5 productivity tips for moms, but she starts with number 5. She says, tip number 5 is to incorporate power hours, and specifically nap time power hours. When your children are taking a nap, take advantage of that time. Now, for you, that may look different than for her, because she says that her daughter, I believe, takes long naps, so she's able to spend that time cleaning. So let me go ahead and go back to what she says. If you've never heard of this before, it's ultimately setting a timer on your phone for 1 hour and getting as much stuff done as you possibly can. So that is picking up the toys around the house, maybe cooking dinner, decluttering an area in your home that you've neglected for a while. She says you guys will be surprised with how much you can get done within that hour, which is really so true, because a lot of times we dread certain things, and then once we do them, it took only a few minutes. Now she's talking about spending a whole hour, but when you think about it, how much time does it really take to load the dishwasher? But yet we hate unloading the dishwasher and loading it. Or how much time does it really take to wash the dishes? It depends on if you let it go for days, but if you keep up with it daily, it really doesn't take that long. And but in our minds, we think it takes forever. Personally, she says for her, she does Riley's nap time. Her daughter is 3, so she does take 2-hour naps and every day. So she gets to spend a whole hour out of the day quickly cleaning up, and immediately doing the whole house reset has been very helpful for her. So if she's able to spend a whole hour, just think what she could do in 2 hours. Or if there's a 2-hour nap time, spend 1 hour cleaning and decluttering and getting things done, and maybe spend the other hour reading a book, because you know how rare that is for mommies. They usually don't have any time. The next tip, number 4, is to plan the night before, and this can look any way that you need it to look. Of course, we already know that a lot of people say to take care of your clothes for the whole week the night before, and then the night before just make sure you have everything ready for the next day. So simply just laying out 5 outfits, even if you're going to break it down and say, this is what I'm going to wear Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just put out 5 outfits. It doesn't necessarily have to be designated to a day. And again, she also says check the weather, and some of the things that you're going to need those outfits for. What does your week look like? And then she says number on top of laying out your clothes, prep for the lunches. Go ahead and make, if all of you take your lunches, go ahead and make sure and take care of that the night before. And again, it's just something you can grab out of the fridge. It's already done, and less thing that you have to worry about in the morning. Taking 10 to 15 minutes the night before to get all that stuff done. And she also talks about meal prepping. That is number 3. Not only is it allowing you to be more intentional throughout the week, it also is going to help cut down on the stress of rushing home and trying to get a hot meal on the dinner table. I know that is something that all moms struggle with. But when you're in the kitchen, she adds to this. She says, when you're in the kitchen, you're already making, dirtying up dishes. You're already heating up the oven. You're already in the kitchen to make one meal. So why not try to make a few meals all at once? This is what she says. But when you're in the kitchen, the oven's on, the stove's on, bang out more than one meal. And this way, it's not something you have to think about for the rest of the week, or at least for about 3 days. She says in the summertime, she says she does smoothies. And what makes it easier for her to do smoothies is that what she does to make her summertime smoothies is she takes some spinach and a banana, and then she puts it in a baggie and puts it in the freezer. Let me see. Take some spinach, take your banana, your frozen fruit, put it in a baggie, and all you then have to do is throw that into the freezer. So in the morning, you literally just dump it into a blender with your milk and water or whatever it is and blend it up. She also talks about sheet pan meals, crock pot meals. All that stuff is your best friend. And I just found some sheet pan recipes just recently, so I may be trying some of those out. But she says crock pot while you're cooking something on the stove, and then throw a sheet pan meal into the oven. That's 3 meals that you cooked at the same time, and you don't have to worry about the rest of the week. Then she gives a recipe for lemon garlic buttered chicken, and we'll talk about recipes another time. Then she says, create routines. Now let's talk about tip number 2, which is create routines. Once she started incorporating simple routines into her life, it was a game changer. She says, I incorporate power hours, which we already talked about, and during her kids' nap time. But her morning routine, what that looked like is consists of making my bed every single morning. It's now just a natural habit for me. She says, takes no time whatsoever. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to wear because, again, she says she picks those out for the week. And literally, I'm doing quick tidying up in my room, maybe throwing something into the laundry, picking up whatever was left out the night before, and then she says she wipes down the bathroom and the countertops after doing her hair and makeup. And then she says she heads downstairs. Maybe she washes a dish or two, unloads the dishwasher, maybe throw a load of laundry into the washing machine or dryer, and that's it. She says this routine honestly takes 10 to 15 minutes max. 10 to 15 minutes every single day. Your weekends can actually be your weekends. Nighttime routine, she says, when my night routine typically is cleaning up the kitchen. So when your kitchen is clean, she feels like her house is automatically looks clean. And she says, I didn't even know that my washing machine did this, and I don't think mine does this, but you can check your washing machine and see if you have this setting. But she has a setting that you can select a delay. So she will have her washing machine wash her laundry at 5 a.m. She wakes up at 6 a.m. and she can go ahead and put it in the dryer. And if it's a small load, she can even get that folded already and have that ready before she even goes to work. Or she can start a load, throw it in the dryer, and then fold it when she gets home from work. So, that's all about thinking smarter and not working harder. There's really easy tips. Those are really easy tips that have helped her as a mom. So during quick little cleanups throughout the day and incorporating routines, whatever those look like for you, it's really going to help you stay more organized as a mom. Now, finally, tip number 1, she says, is so important for moms and working moms like her. And it is taking time out for yourself. This is something I've personally struggled with. All moms do. So I understand what it feels like to be pouring from an empty cup. And for that, the way I look at it is an overwhelmed and stressed mom cannot have or live an organized life because it is very draining. And simply taking the time out for yourself is ultimately going to make you a happier mom, which makes you a better mom, at least in her opinion. Now, sometimes taking time out for herself, she said, is just getting up before her kids, maybe an hour before her kids, having some devotional time, or maybe just laying on the bed quietly. For me, it would be just sitting for an hour, probably having my coffee before I have to start getting ready. There were times when I did work outside the home that I would go to the lounge 30 minutes early and sit and have a cup of coffee before I clocked in for work. And that was so nice to just have that time before I clocked in to just sit and drink my coffee. Had nothing to do with being a mom because my kids were in high school, but at that time, but that's what I would do. But what she says is it literally really helped her out is waking up before the children. And she at first was like, oh, how could I wake up any earlier than I already do? But she says it really, once I started doing that, it had completely changed her life. For me, self-care can simply be just laying in the bed in the dark, soaking up quiet time, laying there being in peace, or doing a devotional, or listening to a devotional, or YouTube, something that she can enjoy. Take time. It may be taking extra time to just sit quietly and put on her makeup. She says that thing is it's important to me. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel more productive. So me getting up a little bit earlier to throw on some makeup, 5, 10, 15 minutes is all worth it. And then by the time her daughter gets up, she's ready. She's in a better mood. She made the choice to take time out of her day for herself and only for herself. And it looks different every single day. She said she also has taken some time out to do a little workout, just a 20 to 30 minute workout right before work starts, and has tremendously changed her life, especially working from home during COVID. It's helping me be healthier, and it's also releasing those endorphins just to make me happier. So I've really been enjoying that. I definitely need to start spending some time on my treadmill just for that alone, just to pick up that energy in the mornings. But if you don't have the time in the morning, I even suggest take an extended shower. She says sometimes just having that extra time in the morning to take a shower before you have to take care of everybody else is nice. Soak in that time and fill your cup back up. Maybe it's incorporating a good skincare routine or doing your nails. It feels awkward in the beginning. You feel selfish but it's the best thing you can do for yourself. It's definitely the best thing she's done for herself. All right, guys, now just a little overview. Nia Nicole, 5 productive tips for moms. If you are struggling as a working mom and just trying to keep up with it all, here are 5 tips on how to be productive and live a more organized life. And as an added bonus, she shares that some tips along the way, and the spinach and banana shake smoothie tip. Now, the first thing you should do is 1, take care of yourself. Make sure that you're taking the time out to take care of you, and then also figure out what routines will work best for you, because that is going to help you keep up with life's everyday messes. Plus, us professional organizers, we believe having an organized home is self-care. So keep that in mind. She also says, once I became a mom, I felt all over the place, and I just looked at Instagram or looked on YouTube, and it just felt like all these women had their lives together, and I just feel a hot mess. But once I started incorporating simple routines into my life, it was a game changer. 1, many people are more readily able to keep a habit if they have a specific place where it happens. 2, meal prepping helps you be more intentional throughout the week. Cleanup is easier as well because you're washing all the dishes at the same time, so it just makes things so much easier and ultimately makes your life so much more organized. Create both morning and evening routines. Implementing daily routines will be a game changer for you. 4, an overwhelmed and stressed mom cannot have or live an organized life because it's very draining, and simply taking the time out for yourself is ultimately going to make you a happier mom, which makes you a better mom. Now, here are some things she says to do. Incorporate power hours, and specifically nap time power hours. Power hours are setting a timer on your phone for 1 hour and getting as much stuff as you can done as possible during your children's nap time or play-time. Plan the night before by laying your clothes out, prepping for lunch for the next day or for the rest of the week for you and your kids. Get up before your children. This will allow you to have some me time and start your day off with less stress. Start an at-home workout program. It will greatly help your mindset and improve your health. All right, guys, look her up on YouTube and check out some of her organizing YouTubes. I sure am. I'm gonna go look. When I picked her to do this podcast, I did not realize that she had YouTubes that I could look at, either that or I haven't seen them in a while, but I'm going to go check that out as well. All right, guys, thank you for listening and thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next Fullerton's Professional podcast.